So, one of the creators on YouTube that...
He's very dear to my heart.
Very dear to your heart?
Yes.
Well, I have to say that when I was first exposed to JonTron, it was through Egoraptor and his efforts on Game Grumps. And at first I thought, this guy is just a loud person who thinks that they're funny. Because a lot of stuff he said on Game Grumps was like very reactionary towards Egoraptor or Aaron. And I was just like, I don't think he's that funny. But then I did myself a favor and I checked out his actual channel, and he grew on me. And I'm subscribed to his channel. I become a fan. Now recently, JonTron, I'm not sure what prompted this, other than I guess probably like it.
He was fired up and tired of the way that things have been.
Well, that sounds familiar. Stop quoting.
Okay. It's true though. He just wanted to like speak out, I guess.
Well, and I think the thing with the current political environment in the country is that it's getting to the point where you can't avoid it. Like, I can't avoid it at work. I just keep my mouth shut,
and I will.
Even though people are talking about it all around me all the time, I'm just like, I just don't say anything because I don't want to get into an argument. Like, that's not why I'm there, you know? So I just keep my mouth shut, but it gets very, very hard to do that. And maybe that's the case with JonTron here. Anyway, JonTron recently, I would say within the last 6 months, has been becoming more and more vocal about how he's very anti-illegal immigration. Let's not muddy the waters and say, oh, he's just anti-immigration. He's his parents were immigrants, for crying out loud. So he's not anti-immigrant.
But he's insane. He's so insane as to say that he doesn't want people coming to this country illegally, and that's ridiculous. Why would we not want that?
Right. And he's also he's not happy about refugees coming in from Syria. There's very valid points to that opinion. It's not everything is cut and dry, simply like, oh, you're racist, or you don't like people coming into your country, or you're not charitable. Like, it's just like, no, it's not that simple. I just don't want someone coming in that could possibly blow me or anyone else up. I'm sorry, that's not an unreasonable, thought to have, especially with, we just had an attack in London, for crying out loud.
I don't want to be like the next France. Like, no thanks.
Yeah, no one wants that to happen. So, there's a way to do that. You just don't let it come into your country in the first place. Yes, people need help, but there's also, and one thing, just since we're on this topic, I've always thought, why not just help them there?
Yeah.
If there's a problem in their country, okay, let's help them in their country. Seems to me, if you stop the source of the problem, that's going to fix all the other problems that source is causing.
Yeah, that gets a lot more complicated, though, with how you do that.
How do you do that? Yeah. Well, maybe. But I feel like handling one complicated problem is a lot better than handling 5 complicated problems.
Because if everyone's just abandoning ship, like, what good is that really going to do in the long run? True.
And that's probably, something that doesn't fit within the scope of our podcast, but whatever.
People much smarter than us can discuss that somewhere else.
So he's been, and he's tweeted a few things, and I won't really go into his tweets that much. They're not very hard to find. People have done videos about them. So apparently, JonTron had a stream with someone, I guess, where he was arguing different things as far as the
tweets prompted this YouTuber named Destiny to ask him to challenge him to a debate while they played. I think they were playing some game, right? Yeah. And John agreed to it, so that's what they did.
So they basically had this debate here, and JonTron released a video later, basically saying, number one, I'm not very good at debating.
Wait, what video?
Secondly, this is a secondary video on YouTube. he said he wasn't good at debating and that he could have stated things better.
Where was this released?
This is on YouTube, but it wasn't on his channel. I came across it on just some strange channel, but it wasn't mentioned in the article either. Of course, because the article on what is it? Not Gizmodo. The other one is the Kotaku. Article that just blasts him. Mm-hmm. No, actually, I'm sorry. It was the Gizmodo article that actually blasts him for his different points of view. They don't mention that because they are they're leftist. There's no other way to say it. They have a particular political slant that they are going to push.
Clearly, in this debate, though,
he says some weird things.
Yes, and
he says some very
Destiny dude was a lot more prepared.
Right.
I mean, because he was the one that initiated it.
Right. So he was basically, and I don't know. I don't follow Destiny. I don't know what his thing is. He probably just agrees with a lot of people who are in the spotlight. We should just let people in. We should just help people. I can't say what his whole intention was, but JonTron did say some weird things. He said some things that probably didn't come out the way that he meant them to. I'm not going to make any excuses for them other than, they were just probably not exactly what he meant to say.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of evidence or facts to back a lot of what he was saying.
Right.
He wasn't able to at least directly cite it, and so it was just kind of seemed like what are you talking about?
Doesn't mean that and it doesn't mean that all of his viewpoints are wrong. Mm-hmm. He just came into it, like you said, probably unprepared. But here's the fallout that has happened as a result. So, Yooka-Laylee.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
I gotta say one more thing. And as we're getting into fallouts, before we get to the main story, I'm so annoyed with all of the channels I've seen who are making videos about this. Mm-hmm. And they're just talking about him in such a condescending way, like, oh, stupid JonTron, you thought this, you're so dumb. It's so annoying. They're laughing at him, and it's like, doesn't everyone usually like him? And just how quickly they've turned on him just because he said some things that people disagree with. They're just like, he's stupid.
But he's had recent spats with Peanut Butter Gamer on Twitter. He's had just politically motivated, I was going to say charged, but not really charged, more like motivated tweets that people have come out against. And those, I have no problems with the things that he's tweeted out so far that I've seen. But people have taken them and be like, oh, JonTron, you're alt-right, or JonTron, you're a Nazi at this point. They've just taken it completely in a weird direction. And
it's like a bandwagon thing now. People are just making videos talking about him.
It's the popular thing to do.
Condescending way. It's just
and you know what? Old. It's funny, guys. I didn't really see his numbers dropping.
Yeah, exactly. I looked at his subscriber count. Maybe I don't know. I just know that the most important one, the 6 digit, that one's the same.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters.
Yeah. So, you can you're proud. I don't know. Maybe it's a jealousy thing or something because he's so successful. But so Yooka-Laylee is an indie game which has been in development for a few years now. Wildly successful as far as its fundraising went on, or crowdfunding went on Kickstarter.
Right, yeah.
Wildly successful, and it's being made by the same people who made the Banjo-Kazooie games, and it's going to be that same style of game. It's going to be like a 3D platformer, collectathon, as they've come to be known by. I think that's a stupid term, but whatever. So JonTron, since he loves Banjo-Kazooie, an unreasonable.
Yeah, I've seen his videos.
He gushes about the game, and he was apparently going to have a cameo voice in Yooka-Laylee that had been recorded years ago when they were, still at that stage of development. The Yooka-Laylee team has decided
that they're not Nazis. They don't want to be associated with any sort of
let's actually get into their their
they want to make it clear
official statement. Let's see. This is what I call ridiculous. Like, this is much more ridiculous than anything JonTron said on the stream. JonTron is a talented video presenter who we were initially 2 years ago happy to include as a voice contributor in our game. However, in light of his recent personal viewpoints, that's important, by the way. Recent personal viewpoints.
How is it recent? How do you know it hasn't been his viewpoints for a while?
Not only that, but I'm sorry, you have to agree with everyone on something in order to work with them? How shallow are you?
Yeah.
But to continue, in light of his recent personal viewpoints, we have made the decision to remove JonTron's inclusion in the game via a forthcoming content update. This is where it gets really ridiculous. We would like to make absolutely clear that we do not endorse or support JonTron's personal viewpoints, and that, as an external fan contributor, he does not represent Playtonic in any capacity, Playtonic being the developer. Playtonic is a studio that celebrates diversity in all forms and strives to make games that everyone can enjoy. As such, we deeply regret any implied association that could make players feel anything but 100% comfortable in our game worlds, or distract from the incredible goodwill and love shown by our fans and Kickstarter backers.
So here's the scenario that they're trying to avoid. Let's say that there's an immigrant sitting down at a computer. Is it a computer game? I'm assuming
it's going to be on console. I know that.
Well, they're sitting down, they're playing the game. They hear JonTron's voice. They're like. And then they just start freaking out because they're like, JonTron hates immigrants and he's racist. And that's...
There's not a single person...
who would do that, right?
Who would be like, oh, JonTron's voice in this game? Well, I can't believe Playtonic.
They're awful.
I'm going to boycott this game right around, and I'm going to get on Facebook and tell all my friends not to do it. If anyone does that...
I would boycott this game for the opposite. If I was a fan, if I was excited about this game, and I would be like, I don't care anymore.
But see, that's why you don't do things like this.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You don't comment. You just don't comment, and you just let things roll. You don't just stop being so political. Don't give in to pressure one way or another. Just do your own thing. But the way it sounds like, they're just saying, like, yeah, we don't agree with him on on a personal level, so we're not going to do that. Like, do you have any idea how many things that I hear at my work that I don't agree with, but I just don't say anything? And I don't tell someone, like, they hurt my feelings because they said something that I don't agree with. That's just life. I got news for you little snowflakes out there, you're going to run into people who have very different viewpoints from you. And by the way, this is coming from, I don't care what your viewpoint is. You could be like me, a conservative Christian, or you could be someone who is a liberal atheist out there, or everything in between. You will run into people who vehemently disagree with you and have very different values. That is a part of life.
And if you just, and like the thing is, like, it's such like a minuscule like thing, like I have, like, my friends, like, I don't agree with every tiny little thing that like we don't agree with every tiny little thing, but like if I was like this company, I'd be like, oh wait, we don't agree on this, I can't be associated with you anymore. I can't. Yeah. Like, we just, and like, that's so stupid.
And let me clarify about something. We're not saying that Playtonic doesn't have the right to do that. That we're not saying that. They have every right to do whatever they want with this game.
They have every right, but that doesn't make it right.
That doesn't make it the right thing to do. Exactly.
It's just stupid. It's so dumb.
It's like, dude, just, you can work with people on a professional level and just leave it at that. Like, if you have to agree with every little thing that someone believes in to work with them, you're going to work with a very small number of people.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we don't agree with it. And JonTron, if you're out there and you're listening to this, which I doubt because we don't have hardly anyone who watches this podcast, but we fully support you. I think it's stupid that they're doing this to you, because I know that you were really looking forward to being involved in this game and being included in this game, but you know, some people just can't handle different viewpoints. That's what it comes down to.